This is Prince Scorpio. With October's astrological and tarot report. What we finna do is start off looking at the chart, and then we'll break off into small groups for discussion. And then we'll go through each individual sign, picking cards and seeing what might be in store for you for this month. So we're in the midst of Libra season, where you can see from this chart, we have gone through these planets, and what they're going to do, they're going to square this Saturn Pluto. So we have Mercury, as I'm doing this, the moon actually squaring Pluto. Maybe not the best time to do this. Mercury's already got past it, so our communications and the way that we do Librarian type stuff, relating to others, perhaps making deals, signing contracts, that just went through a deep change. Perhaps we could have had a contract set up and it just deaded, but it's deading it to transform it. That's what Pluto does. He's a transformer, more than meets the eye. And next we're gonna have freaking, well, at least we got Venus coming off of the square to Saturn, but next it's gonna square Pluto, and then followed by the Sun in 2 weeks. So this Libra season for all of us is tough on relationships. It's like a crucible that it's going to be going through. Saturn, South Node, Pluto. And it's like a karmic crucible of cleaning up and diving into the depths of our psyche for that psychoanalytical work. And this is a great time to really reach out to others for help in spiritual matters, in business matters, in relationship matters. Maybe you're having a hard time with your significant other. It's a good time to get those conversations might get deeper. Or you might choose to go outside to meet with somebody else to talk about it, like a counselor. You could just have a friend or a family member who serves that purpose in your life. So first, and then Mars is lagging behind. So our willpower, our drive is going to be squared off with Saturn. And see, that's almost looking forward to next month. So I believe that when we get to Scorpio season, things are going to start being harmonious for good changes to the structure of our life, because all these planets are going to start sextiling Capricorn. At least we have Jupiter over here who's sextiling Libra, so this lesson from Saturn's not so hard. Pluto's going direct on the 3rd of October. This is the alchemist getting to work. Right now, it's like gathering its ingredients. And what it's going to want to do is going to want to take Saturn and Jupiter and put them together. Saturn is where we're going to have to show discipline in our life. Jupiter is where we expand. Saturn contracts. Jupiter blows up. Saturn is going to want to make sure that you are ready to receive the gifts from Jupiter, because you can receive gifts and it could kill you. What does it gain or profit to gain the world and lose your soul? That's what Saturn's teaching us. People give Saturn such a hard time. Saturn is the freaking Lord of the Rings of this disc. He's the great disciplinary. He is the one who brings in disciples. Saturn. So, with Pluto going forward, I think it's going to, and then it's going to start making these harmonious aspects when we start getting into Scorpio season. And Pluto's a ruler of Scorpio. And so, plutonic things, catonic things, the dark, the depths, we have to dive there. I recommend at night, instead of falling asleep with the TV on, or even reading a book with the light on, make it as black as you can and as silent as you can, and just dive into it. You know, like how they have in like some new age places, how they have like it's just still black water. You put the you go in one of them, dog. Go find your demons. Halloween season. Sit with them. Make friends out of them. Whoop, boop, 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 boo. And then we're going to go through the sextile as Saturn's moving forward to Neptune, which has happened on and off. And so now it's about to come back in. So that could be a good way to start showing discipline in your spiritual practices and meditation practices or creative endeavor and bring it to life. Or it could be a good time to fool someone or be fooled on like a really dark freaking level. Saturn, Neptune, this reminds me of like the church. Saturn, the Church of Saturn, Synagogue of Saturn, pulling a real big freaking okie dokie Neptune and Pisces on the freaking world. Have them believe some BS theology that puts them into servitude, ignorance, stupidness, using somebody's care and compassion and concern against them. That's pretty fucked up. Chiron. What's up, Chiron? Well, we just had this new moon in Libra exactly opposing it. So this brings up Chiron in Aries. Aries, the ego. Chiron, a hurt to the ego. And now a healing from that. It's very plutonic as well. And there's no aspect there. So with Pluto going forward from a retrograde period, which is forever, and he's taken forever in Capricorn. Come on, Pluto. Hey, he's Hades, leave no stone unturned, gets to the bottom of things. And that's good because that's where the healing happens, Chiron. And we refine. Pluto's a great refiner. It's like an oil refiner. It goes down, digs up this great, it's like a diamond. Or you find an oil freaking thing, that's awesome. You rich, dog. But Saturn's going to say, well, Saturn, who's in charge of timing, he's saying, the timing wasn't right for you to hit oil 7 years ago. Because if you would have hit that oil there, then you would have went and taken this money and gone out and bought a bunch of strippers and cocaine and gave yourself a heart attack and killed yourself. So Saturn is like the Buddhist like training Zen master who like hits you with a ruler because he's preparing you to do freaking battle. You know, the Catholic Church calls the church here that are living the church militant. And it's not so much a battle against an invading army of your freaking neighbor fighting over some piece of land. It is, we're fighting against principalities, dominions, thrones, angels, demons. We see 0.0001% with our five senses that's actually going on here. Not to freak you out, but we do have great power while we're here. The magician is us. The priest, the priestess is us. The prophet, the prophetess is us. The king, the queen is us. Royalty, divinity is us. A star born is us. A sun in the making is us. Planets revolving around us is us. We studied the heavens to learn about ourselves, because as above, so below. I don't know where I was going with that. Let's get personal. Uranus made an inconjunct to this new moon. And that's about the only aspect it has for a while. Until we all go into Scorpio season, and then we're going to start opposing Uranus. Oppositions to Uranus. I happen to know this. My midheaven and sun is 0 to 7 degrees. So flashes of like downloads, spiritual downloads that are going to oppose what's already there. So it depends what house you have this in. But just from the houses, okay. The sun, and then that Taurus Scorpio axis is going to come up a lot soon, and and then it's all going to. I see it. It's going to be challenging, transformative, powerful. Pluto's powerful, small little thing, and the most powerful planet. And then we have him and Saturn and Pluto together, and then in Scorpio season. What? Holy Nikes. It's going to be like powerful for change and for getting down to the nitty gritty, for cleaning up and spitting out. And so we're going to see a lot of change going on in the world around us. That's not to be afraid of it, Taurus energy. Uranus, heaven, to Taurus, earth. The marriage of heaven and earth. Marriage is a change in somebody's life. It's a good change. One must leave their nest and find another and build their own. And it takes change. It takes a dipping of, not just a dipping of the toe into the unknown. We gotta go anyways. So you might as well make it a beautiful freaking swan dive. The black swan is what's coming up. Okay, we're gonna go through our signs. First, we'll start with if you'd like to book a reading, we'll go through your personal chart, see what the hell's going on with you, and see whether this is affecting you. And what specific part of your life do you have this Capricorn going on at? Where's your Scorpio house? Where's Uranus right now sitting with you? Where's Pluto going direct? Where's this Saturn on the South Node, which is cleaning up karmic past happening for you? In what part of your life? Okay. Aries. What's going on for Aries? Let's see. We have lots of stuff happening to your career, how you want to be seen in this world, a legacy that you want to leave behind. If you're not thinking about this, then the universe is going to make you think about it. Now, we're going to get out of Libra season, and things will be easier for you, easier for transformation. Those walls will come down, and you'll be able to open up a door and meet another on the other side and become friends with it, because it's your shadow side that you turn into your hero. Chiron, the wounded healer, right now in your first house, your ego. It's a time for healing the self-love, self-care, turning your suffering into strength and opportunities to meet other people, having compassion. And not so much in survival mode, but in synchronized simpatico mode. Simpatico. Oh, wow, you got the Joker cards. A new beginning. Chiron will do that. And then your cardinal heir, so you're having squares from this Capricorn stuff, so things aren't so easy for you. Well, we didn't come here for haircuts. We came here to freaking go on a soul's journey. And when you sit back and watch your life in review, if you don't have any conflict, that's going to be a boring ass movie. And so it's how we handle these. What we need to do is come out with a light heart. We get our heart measured in Libra, our opposing sign. And if our heart isn't as light as a feather, then we descend down because we're vibrating on a low level. So let us lead with a light heart, being open to help and companionship along the way, but respecting the freedom of all those involved and being thankful for your own freedom and for all these options that you have. We have it pretty good in this time. Okay, Taurus. Sitting and receiving gifts. I know you Tauruses like gifts. Being in a comfortable place, feeling childlike, being filled with an appreciation. This is a beautiful time of year. Tauruses, you have another beautiful sign of the year, the middle of spring. Well, fall. I know you Tauruses love this time of year as well. This is a time to tap into your opposite sign, Scorpio. You're about to come up on your 6-month birthday, Taurus. So, what do we want to start at our birthday? Have we been doing it? Was there unexpected things that came in? Are we able to handle it? Are we able to not be so stuck and stubborn and fearful of change, but are we able to have faith in the universe and how we're here for change and balance? Taurus, I like this. This year, it's as we go into Scorpio season, it's going to ask you you could get surprised by a love relationship. Surprises in relationships is what's happening. It could be good or bad. Uranus don't care. It's just here to change. It came to afflict the comforted and to comfort the afflicted. And comfort is the Taurus thing. And so how do we deal with change? With an attitude of what can we learn out of it on a deeper level? And how have we manifested this perhaps in our life? And how can we use it as a source for strength? Scorpio season for Taurus. But enjoy the rest of this Libra season because that's also don't work. I feel like in Libra season that's a lot of work for you. Sit back and smell the roses and be thankful and live in the now. That's a great way to deal with change. Gemini, the King of Swords. Ooh. Well, we have a lovely season this season. I feel like if anybody could deal with these hard aspects to Libra, it's the Gemini. we get hit with an electric freaking blackout, Uranus and Taurus. We got Gemini there being the MacGyver on top of that bitch. Using a piece of gum to freaking put together an antenna tower to phone to the survivors. So, Gemini, what do we have for, and Scorpios and Gemini, I know they really don't have much in common, but they're like an unlikely couple that actually gets along well. I'll just take that for what it is. So as we come into Scorpio season, and in Libra season, you make a trine to that. In the Scorpio season, what does Scorpio have to do with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? So we're going from romance, like creativity, play, in our Libra season, into Scorpio season is a good time for you to get to work. A good time for you to do like psychological work, to do physical work more so on diets, your regimen, your daily work routine, to give this is a chance for transformation in those areas. And our King of Swords is saying that that's you in air, and that's very Librarian in Libra season. So this is like you are the king of this season right now. Good for you. What makes a king a good king? When he's at service. What makes a good king? When he's friends with his high priest who's behind him as his like Buddhist like Zen master teacher, which is Saturn. So Gemini, Mercury just came off of Mercury's. All my cards just fell out right now. To try to discipline your actions and to focus on. I mean, we can have all these wonderful thoughts and all this conversation, but is it being productive? Is it just something tangible, the material that we could bring into play? Start a career. All this stuff is happening in your freaking 10th house. Damn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so 10th house. Capricorn there. This is a powerful time for Gemini. And with Pluto going direct now, so use that to really focus and to not be afraid to flex. Okay. Cancer. Well, Cancer, Libra season isn't particularly great for you. And we move into Scorpio season, which is better for you. So Scorpio season is going to be smooth sailing for you, especially with these harmonious aspects to Saturn and Pluto going direct. Cancer, let's see. Although opposing you, you do have all this Capricorn stuff in your world of marriage and relationships and legal partners, business partners, legal contracts. So, it's gonna be a time for getting out of abusive relationships. A work boss who's a total dick. Well, with Pluto and Saturn there, that dude could legit die. Okay, you could find yourself being that boss, and then you being put in a place of authority. Are you gonna wind up doing the same thing that asshole was like, or are you gonna get a chance to show your wisdom? Okay, I feel like We have creative energy that we don't quite know where to put it. An unclear vision of our goals. Not being able to pick where we want to put our energy. Perhaps there being a block in creative energy. Perhaps a feeling of tiredness and just energy blocks. Scorpio season, as we prepare, Scorpio is also the snake of the Kundalini, the fiery dragon that perhaps lays dormant at the base of our spine because we've been living a life that is, we're looking for comfort too much and not enough for adventure and embracing change and initiating change. Cancer is a cardinal sign that initiates new ways of feeling. Well, with the North Node in Cancer, which is our karmic arrow, is pointed towards you, and I think you get a chance to really show us a new way to feel. And it's bringing care and concern into the field, the mental field, the physical realm. All this energy in Capricorn. You're like the high priestess because things start in the dark and then they come to Capricorn. So what do you want to give birth to? Hopefully do it in an attitude of forward thinking and service to not just your personal world, but to the world at whole. And when you do it in your personal world with the intention of bringing it to the higher world and the greater world at large, that is you exercising your priesthood. Woo! Leo. Leo. Libra season is a harmonious time for you. Scorpio season is going to be a little bit tougher for you. But Leos, they're not afraid to go into the dark. They might not. It's kind of like a cat taking a bath. Enjoy the rest of your Libra season. And get ready for Scorpio season. And so if you're going to have to take a bath, you might as well figure out a way to enjoy it. And to use it as a therapeutic time for healing the soul. You might as well light some candles and make a magic ritual out of it. And if not, then you'll just be fighting and drowning in it. I know you want to be out there for the whole world to see all the time. Well, this is the fall of the sun in Libra. So even though like Libra, you make a semi-harmonious aspect. You make a sextile to Libra. But the sun falls in Libra. Which is kind of odd. It's like not the best of all the sextiles. Sorry. Whatever. I'm not apologizing to Leo for anything. Y'all have it good here. But this could be a time for heartache. For Scorpio season could make you think back on, but not like Cancer season where you think back and you just do it for melancholic purposes to like go eat a gallon of ice cream. Scorpio season is like looking back, but looking back hopefully to heal. And we have Chiron and Aries, so there's a nice trine. So this could be an easier time to heal than most, but you make a square Scorpio, so Scorpio's change. So an easy time for change. And then what are you doing with Capricorn? And then you have all this Capricorn energy and Saturn and Pluto in your 8th house. Hey, Pluto at home in his 8th house. Deep change, psychological change. It is not weak to go see a psychologist. That's a sign of strength. And what others may consider weak is your source of strength. And then you show us, you're a leader, you're going to be courageous. And that lion who doesn't have his heart, it takes courage to address your emotions. Now, that doesn't mean being a weeping willow, overly dramatic. You do it behind closed doors, Scorpio season. And when you do it there, like when you do like magic, there's certain to like ritual, like communal magic. But when you do it like behind closed doors, what does Christ say? Like when you pray, don't do it like the hypocrites who stand in the middle of church ripping their breast plate, whatever the fuck that means. But rather, go in your room and close the door and go in the closet and turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. It could be a romantic time for you. I don't know where that came from. My guides told me. Leo. Le Lion. Feliz Leo. Okay, so that's it, Leo. Virgo. Virgo, Scorpio season is a very harmonious season for you. Make a beautiful sextile to it. As a Scorpio, I often get attracted to Virgo woman. And so it's a good time for you for making your relationships deeper and making your business like circle closer and close friends more powerful. It's really a time to like to squad up, but not just to squad up for shits and giggles, but to squad up to like do some powerful move making conversations that usually would be lighter, could be a little bit deeper, but it could be for some powerful stuff. I want to say making money. I make money moves. Okay. Card that we have. Libra season for you. I feel like that is money making season for you. But with all these tough aspects, I feel like perhaps you could be working too hard where you're robbing yourself. You'd be spending money poorly. You could be dishonest in the way that you've dealt with things, or somebody could be dishonest with how they've dealt with you. Virgo, sometimes we have that great attitude of service, but sometimes we could let people walk over us. Scorpio is a powerful time for you to be a leader at work in your daily group. So really tap into that that strength that you have, and to turn like just your daily routine into magic making. Libra, well, happy birthday season, early, late, or right on time. Libra season, it's one of my favorite. It is my favorite time of year. But this Libra season has got its blessings and its curses. The way that you do that is you pretend like you're gonna you're gonna win the lotto. How do you prepare for a big blessing? How can you best use this lotto money? what are some things in your life that you should probably take into account? Say, well, if I win all this money, I better deal with my ice cream addiction, or else I'll give myself a bunch of cavities and brain freezes and get really overweight and unhealthy. So Saturn is going to help you before you win this lottery to work on your ice cream habit. And so that when you show this discipline and you say, I'm going to have one less pint of ice cream today, Saturn's happy, and then he lets a little bit of Jupiter juice onto you. Because and it's just better that way. And that Jupiter juice is going to make the ice cream that we do have the most pleasant. Oh, by the way, this Venus-Jupiter aspect we have right now, I haven't even talked about this at all. So, that's a beautiful thing. Venus, our ruling planet. The focus is on us. This is like go time. It's not going to be easy. Sometimes Libras, I feel like they have it kind of easy. Y'all are probably the most beautiful, the most diplomatic, but you can be fake. So this is a time where shit's going to get real. So how do we handle it? By using all those skills that we had, that we used perhaps just to get things our way. Now we see it's like sharpening our tools and to use them for really good, virtuous work. Getting beat up, beautifying the world. Balance is beauty. And you bring balance to your world and beauty by that balance. And you bring beauty to your soul by balance. And then that is going to reflect in the world. And we need you to bring that beauty and that balance to this earth. Please. Scorpio. Hey. Oh, man. Scorpio, well, we're about to come into your season. But until we get there, we have all this stuff in our 12th house. And we're not scared of the 12th house. We'll dive there. We're deep. But it's going to take some psychological work. And that's what we came here to do. We didn't come here for a skip on some lily pads riding a rainbow from birth. Well, you have to go down to Hades first. And we make it beautiful here. So, right now, what we work on in the deep psyche, when the sun comes to us to our birthday, is going to be shown light upon. So now we kind of do the behind the scenes work. It's not so much it's time to prepare to take the stage. The Chariot. The North Node is in Cancer. So the North Node is making a harmonious aspect to us. What does initiating? Scorpio, we can be fixed. We are fixed. A little bit stubborn, almost lazy. This is a time to initiate, to really step into our power. And then we're going to be making all this sextile energy to Capricorn. Powerful. Pluto going forward, our ruling planet. Powerful. Now we could harness this power by taking on the lesson of Libra, of balance, our emotions. And then emotions aren't our weakness, they're our strength. Bam, 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 bam. That was great. I'm not even going to say anything more, Scorpio. Oh, Sagittarius. Again, Sagittarius. I feel like Sagittarius, I feel like we're on top of the world. We're on top of the world. We're going to get hit if we haven't got hit already. And then so we have to dust ourselves off and then straighten out our crown and learn from it and sit with that. Don't be so quick to post it on Facebook. There's more power in silence than there is in words. Preach through action right now. I just totally channeled that. I don't know where that came from. Woo! And put that work in. Right now we're doing some interior work. We're working on our career right now. We're going to get hit and we're going to go into the dark. And we're going to have to do some subconscious work through Scorpio season and then to get ready for our birthday in Sagittarius season. So, knowing that, do it so that when Sagittarius comes around, you're the freaking emperor. Capricorn, the King of Pentacles, which is your card, and Taurus as well, and Virgo, I guess, but not so much. Okay, King Capricorn. It may look like your kingdom is falling apart right now. Depends if you're early, middle, or late. As being an early Capricorn ascendant, 6 degrees, let me tell you, if you're a middle or late one, what to look forward to. A total breakdown of your whole world. A refinement of it to put it up on a higher track than you even imagined before. Saturn is the music producer that has got his team of rappers, musicians. They go out, they record in the garage, and they're inspired, they're hippies, and they bring it to Mr. King Capricorn in the studio. He takes it and brings it through his machine that condenses it, that edits it, that makes it tight, that makes it presentable, that makes it money. He produces it. He's the grand mastermind, an architect who brings it into the world. That energy is magnified times 1,000,000 to your life right now. What do we have? We're going from career time into bringing it to the people time. When you're in career mode, you're best as being a great host to a party, a humble host who's confident in themselves, who doesn't need to lord it over others, and who doesn't need to be told that they're appreciated all the time. It's better to open the door for somebody and have them ignore you. Because the rule of karma, Saturn rules that, can give you a better thanks than that person can. Planets are bigger than us, and we contain them within us. Mind-boggling. All right. Aquarius. Aquarius, Aquarius. Libra season is a great season for you. Watch out for health stuff coming up. Get out of the head so much, get into the body. Scorpio season is going to ask you to dive into the water. You're similar to Leo, who doesn't want to have to take a bath. But instead of like a cat that doesn't want to get a bath, you're like an electronical piece of equipment that doesn't want to fall into the water. Well, now we got motherfucking waterproof phones. Dive in there and take some beautiful fucking pictures. This is my... I'm not going to say anything. Oh, let's pick a card because I haven't... I just saw... feeling like we could be scattered. Initiating. Air, initiating new ways of communicating. Fixed. We're going to fixed water, fixed air. Think of new ways to do things. You can think of new inventions right now. And then you'll be able to sit with it and feel it out in Scorpio season. But right now, be aware of what downloads you get. Flashes of visions. And then you'll work with it in the dark in Scorpio season. Sit with it. I know you don't like that so much. And then in Sagittarius season, I see you taking it to market. This could be a relationship. Don't let people rob you of your brilliant ideas. They might just not get you. You're a genius. Be humble, but don't be bashful. Be unabashedly weird this Scorpio season. We make a square with Scorpio. My best friend is my dad in Aquarius. He shows me unconditional love. You're capable of that. People don't understand that about you. And maybe that's okay. Don't be sad about it. Especially as we go into Scorpio season. Alright. Pisces. I'm sorry. Y'all are always last. Hey, to whom much is given, much is asked of. Pisces. Oh, this woe is me Pisces thing. Great is you. I know Pisces who cry me a river, but they wouldn't change it for anything. And as we get into Scorpio season, what a great time for you. I know I say this all the time, like, oh, Pisces, the struggle's over. Thank you for your work. You're almost there. Well, Pisces, the struggle's almost over. The happy ending's happening. You're almost there. Seriously. I'll probably say that again next month and the month after. Alright. Oh, the Knight of Swords. I feel like things are moving very fast right now. Pisces, you're able to take this, but you can get a little bit frazzled by it. Being already mutable. So I want to say, as we get ready for Scorpio season, throw the anchor overboard and just relax. I feel like you could be a little bit scattered-brained as well. Like a Aquarius, Virgo type. Go deep, not far out in Scorpio season. Instead of jumping in off a boat in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, go to a watering hole, a well, and lower yourself down in there and just sit with yourself until you feel uncomfortable and fidgety. And then fight through that and sit with yourself longer. And then you rise out of that well and the whole town rejoices. You're a little freaking baby celebrity. All right. I love you all.